A billionaire, Nathaniel Brooks, had usually lived his lifestyles with precision. His international was carefully established, board meetings, charity occasions, business trips, meticulously polished appearances. Yet underneath the veneer of manipulate, a quiet vacancy had taken root. Years had surpassed for the reason that death of his most effective son Ethan, a loss that had hollowed him in approaches no wealth could mend. Nathaniel had tried to distract himself with paintings, with luxuries, with journey. However, none of it is able to fill the void left by means of Ethan's absence. Tonight, he sought something special. A small reprieve from his life's constant pressures. An unprecedented nighttime of quiet along with his female friend Emma. That they had chosen an upscale downtown restaurant, one tucked away from the town's clamor, known for its warm atmosphere and attentive team of workers. Candlelight flickered on polished tables, casting tender reflections, whilst jazz melodies drifted through the air. Nathaniel sat throughout from Emma, his thoughts restless, his coronary heart heavy. He tried to attention on her words, at the warm temperature of her hand resting gently over his, but his mind saved straying. It turned into then that a young waiter approached their table to pour water. The boy's palms trembled slightly and the glass wobbled in his grip. The majority could have brushed off it as nervousness. Nathaniel did no longer. The instant he checked out the boy's face, his coronary heart skipped a beat. The resemblance became uncanny. The younger guy's functions, the moderate tilt of his head, the shy glance, the cautious way he adjusted the serviette. It turned into all Ethan. Each motion reflected a memory Nathaniel had held on to for years. Ethan's laughter, his willpower. The mild braveness with which he had faced illness. The small quirks that had made him unmistakably his son. Emma noticed the surprising stillness in Nathaniel's posture. She leaned closer and whispered softly, "Nathaniel, do you spot him? He appears just like Ethan." Nathaniel's throat tightened, his eyes fixed on the young guy. He nodded slowly, unable to rip his gaze away. "What's your call?" he requested softly, his voice trembling despite himself. The young guy blinked, startled, earlier than whispering, "Ethan." "Sir?" Nathaniel felt the sector tilt. For a long second, the bustling restaurant disappeared, leaving most effective the echo of his son. Reminiscences got here speeding, returned in a wave. Ethan's laughter echoing via their home. The manner he had insisted on assisting Nathaniel with small duties, the playful arguments over trivial things, the quiet bravery he had proven in his infection. Nathaniel's chest tightened as he recalled the endless instances he had held Ethan's hand, wishing he ought to take the pain away. Earlier than Nathaniel should respond, the restaurant supervisor's sharp voice reduced through the instant. "Ethan, get again to work. In case you don't hurry, how will you pay your hire this month?" The young man lowered his head, a faint, worn-out smile touching his lips. The equal smile Nathaniel remembered so vividly. It was the smile of a person who bore the load of hardship silently, of someone who endured regardless of the chances. Nathaniel's coronary heart ached. This boy, like his son, changed into quietly robust, enduring extra than the sector should see. Dinner persisted, although Nathaniel slightly ate. His mind changed into some other place, lost in memories of Ethan, the small pranks, the stubbornness, the clever jokes, the fierce kindness that had continually described him. Emma reached throughout the table, maintaining his hand lightly, grounding him within the moment. She had seen his grief, understood it, and in no way pushed him to neglect. She knew this night changed into special. This night, fate regarded to be supplying a second hazard. After paying the invoice, Nathaniel lingered outdoor. The nighttime air turned into crisp, wearing the distant hum of traffic and the gentle glow of streetlights. He waited, heart pounding, nerves tangled with anticipation. Whilst the younger guy subsequently stepped out, Nathaniel approached carefully. "Ethan," he said softly, careful now not to startle him. The younger guy's eyes widened, a combination of interest, disbelief, and warning pondered in his gaze. Nathaniel's voice became mild. "I recognize this could appear bizarre, but if you want, come with me. I'm now not seeking out a waiter. I'm searching out own family. Occasionally, lifestyles gives us a second threat through someone we never predicted." Ethan hesitated, uncertainty flashing across his face. Nathaniel continued, his tone warm and steady. "I know what it's like to lose someone, to feel as although a part of you has vanished. I understand the mornings whilst it hurts simply to wake up and the nights when silence is insufferable. However, every now and then, existence surprises us. It gives us desire in approaches we never imagined. I need to provide you that hazard, a danger to heal, to belong, to locate something meaningful. For the primary time in months, Ethan felt a flicker of wish. He looked at Nathaniel, unsure however drawn to the sincerity in his eyes. The silence between them turned into heavy, charged with grief, longing, and the delicate possibility of a new beginning. Nathaniel extended his hand. "No stress," he stated softly. "Just remember it. Lifestyles is cruel, yes. However, it is able to additionally be beautiful. I won't carry again what's misplaced, but collectively we might create something new, something well worth cherishing." Ethan checked out the hand, then lower back at Nathaniel's face. Slowly he reached out. For Nathaniel, it turned into more than a handshake. It changed into a bridge, a connection between the past and a future he had nearly given up on. And in that second, wish returned, fragile but simple. As they walked through the quiet streets, Nathaniel shared memories of his son, Ethan's stubbornness, his laughter, the small instructions he had taught, the way he had faced infection with braveness. The younger man listened closely, a combination of curiosity and popularity in his eyes. Nathaniel found out that possibly life had given him something impossible. A chance to reclaim pleasure, to heal old wounds, and to rediscover what family ought to imply. The nighttime deepened, and Nathaniel guided Ethan to a close-by park wherein the air was cooler and the streetlights solid long shadows. They sat on a bench, the quiet city round them buzzing softly. Nathaniel informed memories of his existence with Ethan, moments of humor, small triumphs, and the endless love he had felt. Ethan listened, absorbing each phrase, and for the first time Nathaniel saw a glimmer of popularity in his eyes, as though he became connecting with a past he had never lived but by some means remembered. Hours exceeded like minutes. Nathaniel stated loss of grief of the vacancy that had haunted him. He said desire of affection, and of the possibility of second possibilities. Ethan, for his component, shared glimpses of his very own struggles, working lengthy hours, looking to make ends meet, going through challenges alone. Nathaniel found out that the younger guy earlier than him turned into more than a mirrored image of his son. He was someone shaped by way of his very own trials, quietly resilient and complete of untapped potential. By the point they parted that night, something had shifted. Nathaniel felt a weight race changed with the aid of a feel of opportunity. He had presented a hand and Ethan had taken it. The night had been greater than a reunion with memories. It had been the beginning of something new, a bridge among loss and wish, among the beyond and an unexpected future. On foot back to his car, Nathaniel glanced on the younger man, who reflected his son and felt the stirrings of peace he hadn't acknowledged in years. Life, he found out, might be merciless and beautiful at the same time. And occasionally, the maximum exceptional presence arrived through people we in no way predicted, through moments that seemed impossible, yet transformative. That night, Nathaniel understood that at the same time as grief shapes us, it does not outline the end of our story. It had prepared him for this second, for the hazard to embrace existence once more, to rediscover love and connection, and to peer desire return inside the most incredible form. He knew the journey beforehand might be long filled with challenges, but for the primary time in years he felt equipped to stroll it, now not by myself, but with a person who reminded him of all he had lost and all he still needed to benefit.